Radoslav Nedra recording live on the beautiful evening of October the 4th. I'm just back from my... we're 30 minutes late because I went to see Tim Burton's new movie, which I do not recommend for you to go and see. So yeah.
Which one? Which one is that?
It's Miss Peregrine's School of Peculiar Children or something like this. It's more like Tim Burton's School of Peculiarly Bad Acting and Stolen Visual Ideas. So if you want to spend like 2 hours being thoroughly not entertained, you should go watch this.
Or just tune into our show, man.
Just tune into the show.
Or just that, yeah.
It won't even cost you money, and it will give you the
No.
We have overly animated bad acting here.
It will cost you brain cells, but everybody loses brain cells. Like everybody has them to lose.
They already read Reddit, so it's okay.
Yeah.
That's true, yeah.
I'm your host, as usual, Radoslav Nedra, and joining me are my usual gang of hosts, Sumadin, Mathis, and Chiv. Boys, how are we feeling on the day of the nerf? Well, not on the week of the nerf, I should say, because it hit on Monday.
Yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it hit Monday, breaking all conventions, and I just complained about this Sunday too. That's the funny thing. And then it's like, oh, it's not Wednesday yet, and here it comes Monday, and I just want to say, justice.
Yeah, and we kind of learned why they don't do patches on Mondays, because it broke everything, and a lot of people had to scan repair the installation afterwards.
Yeah.
So this is why they don't do patches on bloody Mondays. It lines up with their maintenance.
It also hit in the middle of a tournament qualifier, so that was interesting.
No, it was for the UK Premiership, right, or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so nobody. So since Raven's not here, nobody cares.
Nothing of value was lost. I mean, interrupting the Brits playing Hearthstone. I mean, they don't even have good Hearthstone players. So who cares?
Yeah, George C is not even.
No, he's probably not British. Like he's so good at Hearthstone, he cannot be British. That's
probably
that's my judgment. But yeah, big show for you guys tonight. Starting with, well, the two main topics of tonight will be Handsomeguy story at APAC and his back-to-back championships, and a few points that RDO raised on Twitter, and of course the last call qualifiers that are expected to happen in the next 10 days, starting with Europe, then APAC, and then Americas. But let's get started with the first one. So Handsomeguy, the Korean player, won back-to-back championships, the first player in Hearthstone history to ever do so. Not only that, he made 3 consecutive championships in a row, also the first guy in Hearthstone to do that. So quite a historic run.
Championship finals even.
Yes, to championship finals even, yeah. So yeah, quite a historic run for the Korean. We will of course be seeing him at BlizzCon because he qualified from the Spring Championship. From the Summer Championship we have Yulsik, the second place finisher, who will, you know, take Handsomeguy's spot because he cannot be there twice, obviously. But yeah,
so that'd be interesting if he could, since he won both. He basically gets like a safety net if he loses one.
He gets placed in 2 groups, right?
Yeah,
it has to be in 2 groups. Yeah, I mean he will be.
That means he would have to play twice as hard, but
hey, twice as many chances. Too.
Exactly. I think that would be a really interesting thing to see there, but overly punishing. So yeah.
Yeah, probably.
And you're taking away names at BlizzCon, which means you're taking away exposure too. So
yeah. No, they're never going to do that. Obviously.
I mean, obviously this was the right call, but it would be interesting.
Yeah.
That's how everyone does it.
I know, but it would just have been so interesting. You look at the bracket, handsome guy. Wait, what?
Yeah.
Handsomeguy playing himself in the quarterfinals or something. That would be glorious.
That'd be a chess match of ages.
Wow.
But anyways, as impressive as his achievement is, it actually raised some points about the whole HCT system, and this is something that RDU brought up on Twitter and explained it in a tweet-long post. I think it was right after Handsomeguy won, and this is something that was kind of convoluted and not really explained well by Blizzard, and it's a major difference between how HCT APAC works compared to the other 2 regions, the other 2 major regions that are not China, particularly EU and NA. So in EU and NA, everybody has to start in the preliminaries, right? They have to beat the preliminaries to make it into the championship. Well, not the case for APAC apparently. In APAC, at the end of the season, whoever has the most HCT points is directly qualified for the championship. Again, this is not the case for America and Europe. And you know, as Handsomeguy finished second in season 1, he got a good start into the spring season. Then he won the spring season, got another good start for the summer season. So he basically had a snowball effect of, you know, requalifying every time for the championship. Like, he played the qualifiers, I think no times.
Typhoon Handsomeguy, holy shit.
Yeah. So basically, he never went through the preliminaries, and yeah, this is a big thing for him, which makes his achievement a bit easier when you put it into perspective,
Yeah,
but still
slightly.
quite fucking impressive, right? Three grand finals in a row are nothing to scoff at. Obviously,
that's an amazing achievement. I think that's the thing that we should focus on here. And like when this all was going down, this all happened on Twitter via RDU and Frodan. And it was quite amazing because Frodan is actually a really sensible guy, and you could see in the tweets, like, I was like, I don't know why you're shitting on his achievement. Yeah, I agree, the system's messed up, but you shouldn't have taken away anything from this guy for the achievement that he's made. And a lot of other people came out, like, in defense of Handsomeguy. A lot of people came out in defense of RDU. Then, of course, you just have to apply the same mindset that we've done with a lot of things when it comes to tweets on Hearthstone is, it's so-and-so player. In this case, it's RDU, so you kind of come to expect this a little bit.
I mean, RDU even acknowledged, he said, like, you know, he won 3 8-man tournaments, which is impressive.
Most people wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't think any other player has done that in, like, maybe some minor cups, I don't know. But not in major, highest stake tournaments.
Yeah, against the best from the regions, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So it's an impressive performance, definitely, but the system needs either to be explained entirely or to be reworked.
Yeah, we're going to touch on this, you know, as we develop the topic, but people need to understand one thing: APAC is by no means a weak region, guys. It's a lot of people perceive it as, oh, APAC, because we don't really know anything about them. It's Japan, like whoever's heard about Japanese Hearthstone. People think China is the strongest because, well, it's a big fucking region and whatnot, and we had, you know, strong players in the past. But APAC last year beat the NA in terms of, you know, number of players in the playoffs. Southeast Asia, what?
Who didn't beat us?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Southeast Asia is ridiculously competitive. Korea is ridiculously competitive. Taiwan is, you know, taking off the China vibe, like, and they are a country with, you know, long esports, you know, pedigree, right? Like, APAC is by no means a weak region, so you cannot take anything away from Handsomeguy. Having 3 grand finals in a row, that's historic. Like, sure, maybe it's more difficult to do in Europe and North America, but by all means, it's more difficult, right? Because Europe is by far, we consider it to be the most competitive region in Hearthstone, right? North America is certainly catching up fast, but still Europe is, at least we consider it to be in the lead, right? Being being the reigning world champions. But fucking amazing for Handsomeguy. I don't think this is even if they change the system next year, I don't think this is something that will be easily repeated by anybody else anytime soon. So
yeah, I think like the problem is that if you wanna do the APAC region the same way as Europe and America, you're gonna be in a lot of trouble because it's such a huge fucking region, man. And I don't.
It really is, and the amount of travel you'd have to do for it is fucking insane.
Yeah, and
so
it's so spread out. Like Europe, it's all connected to each other, you know. And North America, it's one solid piece of land.
Well, it's
right?
not North America though. It's not North America though, because it's the Americas, so it's 2 continents.
Yeah.
So you're not right about that.
Yeah, but here's the thing: almost everything that happens in the South American scene stays in the South American scene.
Sure, yeah.
Very rarely do you see like players going to say like DreamHack Austin. You don't ever really see that because of course America has all these visas and all of other bullshit that makes any kind of travel here and fucking nightmare from outside. But inside the United States, we have free travel wherever the fuck we want to go. It's actually kind of nice. But yeah, so I mean, you could say it's the Americas, but really anything south of, well, I'm going to say Mexico is pretty much South America on its own.
I think even including Mexico, basically, it's they kind of do on Latin America, because if you look at, let's say, Copa America, I think you have Mexican players competing there, and North Americans were like Americans and Canadians were banned for the first, I think 3 seasons, and only in the 4 you could. Sign up or something like this, but yeah,
it's funny. It's kind of strange, to be perfectly honest. So I mean, like America, while it is like North America, while it's considered the Americas, is its own sub-region there that gets almost the entire focus, which I think is kind of a shame because there's a lot of really good Brazilian players.
The Brazilians, a lot of good
Brazil, Argentina. Those are your like 2 power countries when it comes to Hearthstone in South America, and I talked to a lot of the players there, and they're hungry for fucking competition. They want opportunities, and they're begging for these opportunities. I'd like to see more stuff get started down there because I want to see more actual. I'm not gonna lie, I want to see individual nations sponsoring teams going forth into large competitions. I think that'd be good. It'd be like FIFA for fucking Hearthstone.
So yeah, my kid wants to say something, but it's probably nothing of importance. He doesn't really watch Hearthstone or have an opinion.
Sure.
But
no, and I think also a problem with APAC, but also Southern America, heck, all of the regions that aren't EU or NA, that
China doesn't exist because we don't even know what rules they work under.
I mean,
nobody knows what
Chinese
rules
Hearthstone is
Santa
hidden
works
behind their
under.
wall, man.
Only D2 knows about Chinese Hearthstone at this
D2.
point.
Yeah, I was talking with him a bit and on Skype about strong APAC players and who he expected to really shine, and he said like the problem is that we know jack shit of that region, and what I said as a reply on your Reddit comment as well, that we need online tournaments that just invite players from those regions. Why not? I mean, they have internet, they play Hearthstone, they can compete.
Yeah, but then again, it's like a unknown player being invited into an online tournament, and
you come back to you also come back to your original statement of we don't know anything about that region. So how is the organizer going to know who to invite? Because
they should ask fucking D2. They should fucking ask us.
Have qualifiers or something, and then let those players compete. I mean, let them earn their spot, and then
or just look at the HCT points, man. This is so easy.
Okay, that is true too. That is very, very true. But I think the big thing that we have here is like a lot of us see the Chinese stuff because they at least have somewhat of a filtering through their broadcasting into the rest of the Western world. But when it comes to APAC, not really. You don't really see too many of their players on Twitch or this, that, and that. You might see the occasional Korean player here or there in between 2 female Russian streamers. But that's about it. And I think that's like the big thing. Like they're not on Twitch as predominantly as you see American players or EU players or the occasional Chinese player. And that's like the big sport for being seen. I'm sorry, I'm high as a kite, guys. Give me a break.
He's not on drugs per se. Jib just had a little accident, so he's chugging pills. Yeah, he's not trying to off himself. But anyways, I wanted to talk about standardizing HCT because a lot of people say, oh, it has to be the same for every region, right? It's not fair that APAC works in a different way. And I myself have in the past I have been like, yeah, we should standardize things, right? Every sub-region should work the same. But then like when you think about it, I changed my mind pretty quickly on that because first of all, China, we know it's a big oddball. Everything works different there, and it's not really easily changeable, right? It's It's a huge region with its own logistics and, you know, peculiarities and whatnot. So you cannot really bend it to fit the HCT rule. We've talked in the past about how win trading caused netties to devalue the ladder, how this caused more offline and more strictly administrated tournaments, and, you know, the emergence of the Gold Series and whatnot. So this is a big thing in China. But, you know, I was thinking like, oh, okay, but APAC should have no difficulties functioning differently, right? Well, no, because the APAC region has so many different cultures put in one place, right? It's not just Southeast Asia, which is a sub-region of its own, and you have Korea there, Australia, New Zealand, another sub-region within the sub-region.
Vietnam,
Taiwan,
and
yeah,
Thailand,
ludicrous travel distances, and
Indonesia,
this is what I mean by Southeast Asia, man. It's
spread out. Yeah. No, I think I mean, a good point that was made is, I think the person winning in APAC also gets just 30 HCT points, right?
I think it's more than that. But
yeah, like by winning a championship, right? Or So that's ridiculous. If you have this system, right? In EU, it's fine, right? Because you still have to go through preliminaries, and NA it's fine. It's the same as EU. But if you have a system that's based on invites, then you can't just give the player who has already qualified or has ended up high automatically basically get an invite again, because
30 points is a lot. Like that basically will make you the first again in the next season, right?
Yeah,
this like RDU said or suggested rather on Twitter, if you do this system of inviting the highest HCT point earner into the championship, you shouldn't give them points, or if you give them, have them count towards the last call. So if they miss on the championship, they're at least allowed for their last call, which is a good thing. I suggested something that maybe have a partial distribution, like you get to carry 10 points for the next season, and then the other count the last call, something like this, which becomes a bit more. You have to do some more math, but it's still easy math, right?
Oh, it's hard.
Math's hard.
With it, so.
yeah.
So no. As long as they like tell how the system works, right? I mean, it's an meme that's been ongoing since the foundation of Blizzard, but communication is so important, because like people even sometimes don't know when seasons end and until when you can acquire HCT points, when they're still which tournaments do count and which don't. So yeah, I mean, if you have a system that differs from the others, then just tell us how it works and why you've made it work like that and what the thinking behind it is, and then I don't know, just after this HCT season, somewhere at the end of November, invite all your favorite Hearthstone streamers and players over again, review the entire system, go on a funny boat ride or whatever, but yeah, just explain why.
Yeah, I want to shoot you guys some questions while we're on this topic about different ways that HCT works, and one of it, the first obvious question is, should we have this kind of seeding and invite process that APAC has in EU and NA? Is it a better system than what we have now?
I'm just laughing because of Chip, man.
Chip is...
He's of this world.
No, it's not. No, I'm gonna say this right now. I think that there's a reason for different formats for the HCT in different regions, and I think there's a very logistical reason for this. Like, you can't apply the same methodology that we have here in NA to APAC again, because look at how spread out that is.
No. I don't mean this direction, Chief. I mean the other direction. I mean taking practices from APAC, like the seeding the top HCT earner, and apply this system to Europe and NA, where currently doesn't work. And I know that a lot of players have been asking for that. Like, okay, I finished first in the season, I get jack shit. In fact, this is kind of, you know, the point. Like last year, the top 8 players got, I think, 2 or 3 buys into the preliminary bracket.
And
so they had to.
And I thought that was actually a good thing. I really did. And here in this season, they kind of like did away with that, and I don't really agree on that. So there is somewhat of a positive in this, but again, I'm not sure we can have like the exact same over here in NA or in EU. I don't think that would be overly good. Like, the last thing I want to see is somebody getting an automatic into an 8-man because they did really good from the last championship. I don't. That basically means they got to slack the fuck off for a season. So that's
no, they don't.
I don't like that.
They don't have to slack off for a season. Why would you say that? Because you get an invite only at the end of the season, and you have to compete hard and earn points throughout the entire season. Then you get invited into the championship. Now, I'm not saying that the championship should behave the same way. Like, you earn points and then you get reseeded. You know, have the Handsomeguy snowballing effect. Maybe you will have to change the system.
Because that's the one negative thing I see from that whole thing, and I don't want to see that. I don't think anybody wants to see that. It is kind of, it's kind of discouraging, you know. Like, if you didn't place really good beforehand, you're not going to get that snowball effect, and then all of a sudden these people are going to get that snowball effect. So everybody beneath them is now going, well, now I got to contend with that. So I don't think that's overly good for either of our regions. So no.
Stefan, what's your take on this?
Yeah, I don't know. It's really tough to judge how much reward is enough for top spot. Like, at what point should you get back on even footing with mortal players? I'm not sure. Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
that could be only one.
I mean, I think what you want to create eventually is that every seasonal championship is as stacked with talent as the last call invitational, right?
Yeah.
Because we're gonna touch on that later, obviously. But they are insane, and everybody wants to watch it because they are the best, and Blizzard's only holding them in, like, they're doing them in one day. But hey,
and it's going to be insane, though.
Oh, it's gonna be insane.
I
I'm gonna
can't
be
wait for
there.
those.
So yeah. So
there is something else. The more complexity we add to the system to determine who is the best in those seasonal things, the more difficult it's going to be for players. So, I mean, there's this weird collate. Like, I'm running through different processes of how they could do this, and the only one that makes sense that doesn't add way too much complexity to the system is literally top 8 get the bye in the round 1 like they had in the previous year. That's the only system that actually kind of rewards this without being overly punishing or overly complicated. And it worked then, too. All right, you're acknowledging the achievement of these players. It's like, hey, you worked your ass off. Here's your rewards. You get a little bit deeper in there, so you're not going to get scrubbed out on round 1 or 2.
Yeah, I mean, you worked last year, right? Because both the championships for EU and NA were stacked.
They were.
Yeah, we had 5 life coaches: Kaka, Pavel, Hoy in the Prague Championship. It was ridiculous. We had Purple. America was a bit weaker last year, but we had Trump and Purple, right? Yeah, I mean, it's...
Yeah, I mean, but at least it's... Yeah.
Still, I want to shoot something past you guys, and this is something that I've been scratching on paper, because I've been thinking, like, okay, obviously there are flaws in the 2016 circuit. I've had this, looking at how the championship lineups turn out, they're not really impressive, and you cannot really argue, oh, it's because the open system, because other open systems like DreamHack and True Silver, last year's HCT, etc., they have produced worthy winners, right? Stacked lineups, and it's not like they're based on invites, right? It's still opens, like DreamHack and True Silver, they're still opens. Obviously, you cannot really do Swiss for this. I mean, you can try, but it's a big risk if you want to keep doing the tavern places and whatnot, the tavern gatherings, which I think
is just so time consuming. Like, it doesn't scale well. Like, it scales terribly with player numbers.
Yeah,
too.
exactly. And if
Okay,
you
so
have
I'm gonna
200 players, right? At least. So this is 9 rounds probably. If DreamHack, like DreamHack,
where'd you learn to run a Swiss?
no, because yeah, it's technically what 8, right? For 200, but you know, DreamHack run an extra round, whatever. It's still 8 rounds, which in a best of 5 that would be with the pauses about 12, 13 hours, something like this, maybe.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Well,
Okay,
you ran the Swins, right? So
best of 5, you're talking about an hour and a half to 2 hours per match.
yeah, 16 hours then if you don't count the pauses.
And that's also not including contesting results. People not, trust me, even in a live event, people try to game the system. Just telling you right now.
So I absolutely think, I know that a lot of people are against the tavern, the offline tavern thing, but I believe that they should stay because this is an important event. It has to be offline. These places just need to be better curated and fixed, right? Like with the Wi-Fi issues and with the people coming, getting over, and interfering with players. I think that this should be the direction we move. Then I was thinking like, okay, a championship of this importance needs to have a layered system. I've been fan of these tournaments like with gradual progression for a long time, and I've come from StarCraft 2 coverage, and everybody who's watched StarCraft 2 knows how the GSL is structured. Like with an A and B and whatever, you have multiple layers of competition and you progress from one to another. This is something like LCS has now in League of Legends, right? So I was thinking like this, and I'm just going to run an example past you. So you have the same season, right? The same duration, and you gather points pretty much the same way. Then whoever finishes first gets invited to the championship, right? Simple and easy. Then the next 8 players get seeded into, let's say, the playoff stage of the qualifiers, right? And then for everybody else from position 10 to 200,
all right, they have to play a double elimination.
They run double elimination then, and then you get 8 more players who join the top 8 earners. So it's actually the top 8 get more than a bye. They get seeded into the next round of a tournament. So you will still have preliminaries, and being top 8 doesn't guarantee you advancement, but it puts you in a better position. You still have to win less matches than everybody else. And I feel like, this could work. Then again, there's Chiv's remark about, is this getting too complicated? Well, I think if you can, count Lethal and play Hearthstone at a high level, I think you can pretty much figure out how a tournament progresses through 3 stages.
The players can, the audience can't.
I think they can make a very easy infographic, man. It's the way you just say like, okay, this number 1 spot direct invite, number 2, 3, 4, 5 qualifiers, and all the others have to go through.
No, I don't know. You just add one more bracket, Chiv. That's all you do here, right?
Yeah, and I understand that, but I've even seen pro level players having a difficulty understanding this extra bracket when there's buys and so on. Sure. And it actually created a lot of drama in one event that I had to host. And
but this is all.
I wish Raven was here so I could just give him a nod on this, but
but this is all about poor communication, right? If you communicate it properly, people will get it. I mean, again, StarCraft 2 has been running with a way more complicated system in GSL for years, where you could just drop down and go up at different stages of the season, right? You have up and down matches in Code A and Code S, and it's all movements of players, and people were able to track it. Now it's not a ridiculously complicated system. Once you see 1 month of it go down, it's like, oh yeah, I don't get how it works. So like, yeah, for Hearthstone it could easily work out the same way.
Right, but there was a learning curve that people had to go through.
Sure, but again, 1 month into the year, you'll have like, yep, this is how it works. Now I get it.
Yeah.
I mean, just get a good designer to make nice graphics with arrows and shit, and then you're done.
Yeah, but as we've seen from Blizzard, they want to keep everything as simple as possible for this and easily digestible for the mass appeal. So,
but then again, we saw in 2016 that they run with the simplest things like a double elimination preliminaries into single elimination bracket, and it's shit.
Yeah.
I mean,
is that like the system you suggest? Is that inherently better for single-player games than for multiplayer games, because Hearthstone is following the system that all like MOBAs and shooters are doing, right?
Yeah.
But as you said, StarCraft, which is also a single-player game, is doing this different system.
No, it's not, I don't think it's about single.
I think the big challenge here is that StarCraft and most of the MOBAs are mechanically challenged games, and those mechanical skills are usually something you can justify in upholding. It's like, it's not like some newcomer is just gonna come in and have the skills necessary to take down the world champion or something. But this is where stuff gets really challenging, because Hearthstone is so infinitely more dynamic than
You mean less?
most esports.
You mean less dynamic Hearthstone?
No, it's more dynamic. Like players get.
Oh, you mean
switched
that? Yes,
up.
yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
I thought the gameplay of Hearthstone was more dynamic.
No,
than
God.
No,
Gameplay of Hearthstone is nowhere near dynamic.
I don't know,
No,
man.
but-
They just nerfed Jog, so it just got a lot less dynamic.
Exactly.
But yeah, basically, the main problem with the whole ESL system is it's supposed to kind of mark your champions and mark who is the very best, and for the most part it makes sense because mechanical skills just wane down. But if a player suddenly starts, not following up, or if another player suddenly gets the drop on the meta, then the system needs to be in place to allow those players to catch up relatively quickly, and that's the real challenge.
Yeah, I think just for Hearthstone, because as Stefan mentioned, it's everybody can beat everybody, right? Everybody can make an upset. I think you just have to add more games and complicate the tournament structure. Like we've seen the best and probably the best tournaments in Hearthstone have been the Swiss tournaments. Like no challenge, right? Every DreamHack playoff is a good mix of old timers and up and coming guys who made an upset, but it's never in either of the extremes, right? It has produced great results and great lineups. I mean, DreamHack, True Silver, whatever you have it. So the more games you add, the more you complicate the system, and the more layers of sifting you add to a Hearthstone tournament, it becomes better. So this is why
it does become better, but it also becomes way more time consuming, and your average viewer is going to go, why am I going to sit here and watch 12 hours of this? And that puts a strain on any organizer trying to actually hold an event. And let's be honest, at the end of the day, it's people host these events for money. For the sponsors, for the viewership, and things of that nature. So they're wanting to make sure that the format is something easily digestible that's going to keep people's attention. I mean, let's look at past productions of Swiss events here, all right? Hey, we get one game, and then 30 to 40 minutes downtime.
Yeah.
I
mean, it was
that's not good.
PGL took all day, right? It started at 9 a.m. in the morning or something and finished almost like...
Oh, it was like full 12 hours.
And if you read the chat throughout that, there were so many complaints about this, okay? Yeah, I agree that the Swiss is a much better form for determining, the best players. I've run so many Swiss events, I'll tell you, normally at the top there, you always get your best players. But I will also say this. If the fan base won't support it, then I'm sorry, it's just not going to fly.
Yeah, it's choosing between killing your viewership or
or making your players
lowering
happy.
the quality of general play you see events, right?
That's the honest truth, and it's something I've had to come to realize, and I think that's something that Blizzard came to realize pretty damn quickly.
It's I mean, Hearthstone as an esport, it's obviously vastly different from other
incomparable, yeah.
Yeah, it's incomparable, but it's, I don't know, man. There's many things that are flawed in the system as of now. There are many things that have that Blizzard has done for the better of Hearthstone this year, with the seasonal championships and all that. So I hope, as Rado said, I remember chatting a while ago, Riot Games figured out in 1 year how to do esports. Blizzard still hasn't figured it out.
In how many years?
7 now?
Yeah, it's yeah. It's so.
Well, I mean,
it's frustrating.
Riot looked at all the mistakes that Blizzard made and went, okay, let's not do what they did. And so, I mean, at least they had a don't do that guidance there. So now Blizzard needs to apply that same logic to themselves.
Yeah.
Like, okay, we tried this before, it didn't work. But I will say this to the credit of Blizzard. All right, so 2014 was kind of
experimental year,
2015.
right?
Yeah,
I mean, we had a championship announced like halfway through the year, something like in August, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, 2015 again, improvement, but still. Here we are, 2016, a lot of improvement. So they've been showing a steady learning curve of,
absolutely.
hey, this is going to work. Well, let's try this because, this wasn't working. So that they're constantly improving the system. So eventually they're going to get to the point where, hey, this is great. All right, we've made it. Finally, it only took us half a fucking decade. And everything will be cool, and I think that's something to look positive to. And I'm not going to bash Blizzard on that because they are trying new things.
No, of
they
course,
are experimenting.
Like
they're not being firm, going, no, we're going to do this and fuck off everything else.
Yeah,
they learned their lesson.
We do bash them, but this because we're just viewers or fans that want their game to be perfect as fast as possible.
Yeah,
but
we love the game and we want to do as best
but
as possible.
but you're absolutely right, Jeff. They have been making big steps in the positive direction, and we cannot deny them. I think the seasonal division in this year has been phenomenal. It's a great decision. It's something I've supported since they announced it. But we've seen improvements in their other games, like StarCraft 2 finally decided to basically split the foreigners and Koreans from as much as possible from each other, so you don't have Korean dominance all over the year. So this was another good thing they did for their other games. Now we'll have to see for Overwatch, but again, these are other games that we do not discuss as much here. But I want to move to another topic, and this is obviously the last call qualifiers. As we mentioned, they start on October 8th with the European last call. Yeah, the first one, it's this Saturday. On the 10th, we have the APAC, which is Monday.
EU is this Saturday.
What? Sorry?
EU is this Saturday.
Yeah.
APAC is the day after.
Yeah, not the day after. It's on the 10th. So it's Monday, and then we have...
it's Monday.
Yeah,
right.
And then we have Americas on the 15th, which is basically North America, because no Latin players made it. But, I mean, I'll only say be ready for some of the most stacked tournaments we've seen this year. I mean, the most consistent players across from all 9 months of HCT will be there. In Europe, I mean, let's start there. We have sick players. We have RD, Ahoy, George C, Stanodachi, Pavel, Bunny Hopper, Sintolol, and Nixley is the lineup, and it's downright ridiculous. Again, it's something that every tournament should be like this, right? Big names against underdogs. So even if the underdogs win, it's not shitty for viewership because they've beaten the big names. If the big names win, well, big names winning, everybody loves that. This is the perfect, setup for every major tournament. And I want to go over the main storylines here for the viewers, basically explaining why you should sit down, take 9 hours of your time, and just watch this.
They're gonna watch either way. With
they're go. But
I'm not gonna sit down, man. I'm gonna be, because it's held in the Netherlands. I'm gonna be there, and I've arranged that I can go backstage and interview players. So I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna interview
right. You will be doing work. But
love interviewing people. Man.
Main storylines for Europe, RDO and Hoy. Obviously, despite being some of the most consistent Hearthstone players in the game, hands down, this is actually their first and last chance at a BlizzCon seed all year. They've never made it to a single championship so far. For RDO, actually, this is the first time ever in his 3-year career that he will be playing at a major Blizzard event.
Right?
Yeah. He's never qualified for any championship ever. I mean, BlizzCon connected. So it's a lot of pressure on RD, obviously. G2 only have Thais at the moment, and they've usually had more than one player.
Still 1/3 of their team, right? So.
Still, but you want to see
They
more.
only have ties, right?
They only have ties, yeah.
Yeah.
But then again, like Thijs has been playing not on not Thijs level this year, so I'm super worried.
For his standards, he's been playing abysmal.
No, not
Yeah.
even for his standards, man. He's been playing poorly,
Yeah.
like all year.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask him why. He's gonna be there as well.
Yeah, probably he'll be in the Netherlands. Where's the other location?
Ukraine.
Oh, Ukraine. Okay.
Rip.
Why Ukraine though? Like it's last call that there's 2 Russians, not a single Ukrainian. Why fucking Ukraine?
I don't know. I mean, Radu has to come from Romania, right? Which
Yeah.
is below. Is it?
So,
Oh no,
so-
no,
so-
my geography is off. It doesn't make any sense to hold it in Ukraine, I guess.
No,
But,
he will go
no.
to the Netherlands, right?
Sorry?
RD will be at the Dutch event, right? Or the Ukraine?
No idea, man.
Ukraine's closer, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, but
with
you need visa.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Russia.
really?
I think so, yeah.
Well, no, well, Ukraine's not Russia, so.
No, Ukraine's not Russia, but I still think you need visa.
No, but all I know is that they're holding it at like those Tavern Heroes locations, which they used for the qualifiers for BlizzCon when players had to be watched by admins and stuff. And I'm glad that they picked the Netherlands. I'm so happy because
I think it was one of the better venues, right, in the end. Like,
Oh, yeah.
nobody said shit words. But anyway,
No.
so RDU Hoi obviously players to watch. George C is another rising name that I am becoming a big fan of very quickly. This is his
Dude,
third
Yeah.
HCT event in a row. This guy is fucking insane. Like
That guy is charismatic as all hell, and he hams it up for the cameras, and I think he's becoming a fan favorite
he's
just
he
because of that.
memes, man. He's a living.
He is
meme.
a fucking walking meme. I'm not even gonna lie.
he's
He is.
he's the better Amnesiac, man. Like his. I just mean like he's more out there, right? Amnesiac did one event and then it was gone.
Poop.
Yeah.
And then George is like every fucking event. He's like
Yeah.
in Europe crushing it. So I'm becoming a big fan. Virtus Pro have a potential chance to have a 3rd player. Like all of their roster at BlizzCon if Bunny Hopper wins. This is the first time a team will have ever done that. If he qualifies, usually it's 2 players.
And
Mhm.
still, if you ask like any Hearthstone fan, like what's your favorite team, they you said,
it's-
what about Virtus Pro? Like Virtus Pro,
Who?
who's on Virtus Pro, right? But
Well-
they have Nyman, they
Dr.
have
Hippie.
Bunny Hopper, and
Bunny
they have
Hopper.
Dr. Hippie, and Dr. Hippie.
Yeah, give him time, man. Give him time. By the mid 2017, everybody will be a fucking Virtus Pro fan if they keep squashing
yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Oh,
Until
yeah.
they disband next year because
or
only
that,
12
or that,
champions,
right?
not-
The Navi curse.
The Navi
Yeah.
curve.
Yeah, exactly. Have a good team for 1 year and then.
Do you know that Faramir gave me the brilliant idea of having a team disbandment bingo, right? You just write everybody, like every team on a piece of paper, and when you get 5 disbanded team in a row, you get bingo.
Oh wow. Yeah.
We've already started making bets about which the next team would be.
So any team Faramir's on is gonna be on my list, right?
Wait,
Well-
wasn't he on Virtus Pro at one point?
Yeah, he was, but they were.
Oh
No,
my
that's
God.
actually. Wait a minute. No, it's actually Zizu is the curse, because I know Root.
Yeah.
Archon.
Because Archon is gone now. Navi is gone now.
Wasn't he on Root as well?
Yeah, he was in Root, but who cares about Root?
I mean, are they still around?
Oh yeah, they're still. I mean,
Okay.
Hotphone plays for Root.
Root will never die.
Yeah. Root are deeply rooted. Oh yeah.
Oh
Buns.
wow. And
So this was the show for today. Goodbye. Thank you for watching.
Yeah, we
Nice
cannot
fringe
sing lower than
show.
that.
We just hit a low, man.
I'm
Yeah.
high.
Russia also has a unique shot to qualify for the first time for the Blizzard Championship, which is again something surprising because Russia is a very powerful esports country, especially in Hearthstone, and it's as good a shot as they'll ever get, guys. It's Stan and Pavel. That's
Yeah. I'm just praying for Pavel's mental health that he's not gonna do another Pavel.
another Pavel. Yes.
Oh my god! Because if he does that, I think he's just gonna collapse. When we were in Prague and we were watching him, and he played the Sylvanas before trading into the boombots. Oh my god! I thought he was gonna break down right there on stage, but yeah. Still incredible that he's made it again.
Yeah. I mean, he's consistent as all hell, man. It's
yeah.
No surprise. Again, Stein is like top 10 every season, so.
Yeah, letter gold, right?
But anyways, your predictions, guys. Like, who will win Last Call Europe? Starting with Stefan.
I mean, we just had the balance update just hit, okay, and this is kind of one of those times that really separates the
good from the great.
The root from the bad, whatever analogy. Like, this is where the truly good players gets through, and there are rarely upsets in those times. So I think whoever wins will be an established player. And off the back of that and my natural Danish bias, I'm gonna say Hoy.
I should have even asked, like, well, Stefan will predict Hoy. What about?
But I still will argue for it.
No, of course it's an accurate prediction. Like, Tom.
I can't make fun of Stefan on
Tom?
this topic.
Yeah. I'm just gonna go with who I want to win most. So George C.
Gamble at your head, not your heart, will you?
Alright, but that guy is insane, man. Like, he's made I think to make 2 consecutive seasonal championship, he's done mad practicing, and I think this time he hasn't even seen daylight since the summer championship. So
that sounds like a terrible condition for going into a tournament, but okay.
Chip?
Well, I like George C. I'm not gonna lie. I think he's actually pretty good, but at the same time, I'm gonna say Bunny Hopper.
All right. And I'm going to say RDU because I know how G2 practices for new metas, man. Like, Life Coach is probably the best metagame reader in Europe, or very very close to this. Like, I'm just worried that they have very little time to prep. This is like G2
I just think this
great.
is going to be a freeze mage meta coming up soon.
You think so?
Well,
I mean, every time meta shakes up, people fall back on freeze mage, right? Because it can be more.
But Control Warrior is still there, so you.
And Control Warrior are one of the better ones.
But you have a ban.
Yeah, you have a ban, but you still have to ban midrange shaman. I think so.
You're going, like, and even if you're the freeze mage, what are you banning? Are you gonna ban the Murloc Paladin with Infino healing or the Control Warrior? It's like you are really setting yourself up for a liable deck right there.
Yeah, I still think it will be a warrior meta, guys. It's
gonna be a warrior meta.
Like, despite the execute nerf, I mean, Control Warrior is still strong.
I would have nerfed execute to 3 mana, but I'm just saying.
I'd have kept the execute at 2 mana. I'm okay with it being 2 mana considering it has a prerequisite, but I would have also bumped up 2 other cards. I would have added 2 other. Nope. I would have bumped up Fiery Windaxe to 3, and I would have bumped up Eaglehorn Bow to 4.
I actually like the idea. I've seen quite a few times now. That Fiery works 2 mana, 2/2 weapon, but enrage plus 1 attack. So if you're
the problem is Windaxe is a basic card, and Blizzard like to keep.
Yeah, they want to keep it simple.
They changed Charge and Rockbiter.
Yes,
those are commons. Those are commons.
Yeah, but they make them worse. They don't, you know.
Yeah, they don't complicate them. They just nerf them.
Yeah.
I still think while Mongrel is writing in chat that Yogg Druid is still very strong because it has 11 win conditions. So
as long as it doesn't silence itself instantly.
No, I mean, fuck.
I don't even think. Like, I think it can win without Yogg. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if some builds arise. Like, Fandral can carry that deck. Okay,
more tokens.
I mean, do you guys remember, like, at Sea Story, Thais and Life Coach ran Yoggless tokens?
Yeah.
Yeah, Life Coach won.
Life Coach won, guys, and it's
That being said, it's one of the worst deck for dealing with the token styles of Shaman because, you know, Druid removal, but...
Yeah.
But no, I like, maybe we can, like, transition into Oh no, we still have to talk about USA and APAC alliance,
Yeah,
right?
APAC, yeah. So,
But let's at the end of the show, let's talk a bit about how whether or not some of the nerf cards are still viable.
Okay.
no,
I like that.
Rockbiter is still viable.
It is still viable, but it
Abusive
really
is
does
still
hurt.
viable. Yogg is still viable. Execute is still viable. Just not
Everything is still viable except for like charge. Yogg is
Tuskar.
semi-viable.
Tuskar?
Tuskar is
No.
pretty much GG.
No.
No, it's like it's Razor Fang Honda with slight upside, and you know.
I mean, in that whole the totem-based deck there, then it kind of gets a little bit of value because you're still using it to, build board as well as get discount on your thing
Yeah,
from
Bloodlust
below.
build, right?
And- Yeah, Bloodlust, Primal Fusion, all that fun shit. I actually got hit by Totemic. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh yeah,
then
but
you-
it's
But
Zigzag.
then you run into a Capoon deck, and it's like they just cast the Disciple on your main body of onto the Tosca, and you cry yourself to sleep.
You do.
Yeah.
You really do.
Oh well.
Anyways,
Alright then.
yeah,
we covered that. That's fine.
moving
So-
to the APAC last call qualifier, we have Shaxi, a Korean dude that whose name I cannot pronounce because it's in Korean. Shaxi from Taiwan. Then we have Tom 60229, a familiar face from Taiwan. Navi Uds from Australia, Cheonsu from Korea, and Aaron from Singapore. Like, those names will be familiar to the wide public. I'm very familiar with Aaron, being, watched.
I think everybody is familiar with Tom, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
with
yeah.
Tom they should, because he's been at the World Championship before in 2014, and he did fairly well in 2015. He won, I think, last year's ONOG against Colento in the finals.
Yeah, he did.
Navi OT is, a streamer, so if you're on Twitch and, being awake at the hours he streams, you might be familiar with him. Aaron is probably the best Southeast Asia player next to Nailio and Waning Moon. So, again, some Southeast Asian knowledge from me here. And the Koreans are, I don't know, I don't know anything about those two Koreans. It's surprising to see those guys. Actually, you would expect to see the Croniches and the Surrenders, up here, but yeah, those two names I know nothing. Oh, there's two more names. Sorry, I forgot. Tansoku from Japan, and Go Singh again from Korea. Again, not familiar with any of those. Apologies, I just haven't
Who was it?
researched.
Wait, who was it from Japan? You said.
Tansoku.
All right, just continue talking. I'm just gonna look something up.
Are you watching? Are you looking up the same thing I'm looking up?
No.
Okay.
Again, here we come back to that debate. It's a lot harder to track APAC players than it is any other, because it is. It really is. I mean, the language barrier is somewhat of an issue, and there's multiple different languages there, so problem.
I think we should just have D2 every time we discuss Asian players, man, on the show. Like,
okay, we're gonna be talking about APAC, so that means D2.
woo!
Hey, what happened to Shiv? Oh, he's sleeping.
He's drugged. But yeah, the main storylines from APAC for you guys to follow. Navi Oud obviously proving that, trying to prove that Australia and New Zealand is any good at the Hearthstone and try to qualify for World. We have
They are very good, man.
Yeah, they are very good. Yeah,
they
are.
are insane.
It's just like Australia and New Zealand is probably the hardest region to research for any esports, by the way. Like, even China is easier, but nobody knows what the fuck's happening in Australia, man. They are at the weird time zones. They're so far from everybody.
Tournaments are there even any broadcasted?
Yeah, I mean, there are, I'm sure, but just nobody watches them. It was the same problem in StarCraft 2 when we were trying to follow the scenes. Like, oh, can you follow the Australian scene? Like, no, sorry, no, just no.
Difficult.
Tom 60229 will try to become the third person with repeat World Finals after Kranich and Thais. So
I think he's going to be the story here if he can do that from the APAC. And I think a lot of people are going to probably put their money on him just because he's done it before.
Oh, no, I'm betting on Handsomeguy, man. Like, oh yeah,
The handsome guy again. He's
like
not
from,
in the
like
last
from
call.
if you're talking about last call, okay, yeah. I
We
agree
are
with Tom,
talking
but
about the last
for the
call.
whole thing. If somebody from Asia
Oh,
wins
yeah.
it, it's gonna be
Handsome guy. Like you. I know a lot of people who follow Hearthstone, and it's like, so who do you think is gonna win BlizzCon? It's like, oh man, there's a lot of good people. It's like, you're gonna say Tice, aren't you? It's like, no,
I'm not gonna say Thais.
I want Handsome Guy. I want Handsome Guy. I was like, really? Do you
I'm-
know who that is? No, but he's been there before, and he's doing a whole bunch of stuff. It's like, all right, good enough for me. Like, they don't really know who he is, but they know he's done this multiple times, and he's on a hot streak, so they're betting on that.
Yeah.
Literally betting on that.
Yeah, and finally we have the Americas that will happen on the 15th.
Well, off you go, Chef.
Yeah, sick lineup as well. We have Muzzy, Noblord, Chess Dude, Nobility, BB, Gun, Nostam, Frozen, and Silent Storm. Now, obviously, we have the main storyline here. Chiv's very proud of his guys.
It should be. Yeah.
Oh, it's almost like I planned it this way.
So Muzzy and Frozen coming as the top 2 seeds. Man, Luminosity, domination there. Are you confident in your dudes, Chiv?
I am really confident in my guys. To be perfectly honest with you, Muzzy, he's considered a ladder god. He can do some great and amazing fucking things when he puts his mind to it. He's pretty much innovated the whole Beast Druid deck to playability status now. Though I do not agree with the Darnassus Aspirant, but okay, we all have personal choices. Yeah, Stefan had to listen to me go on a rant for like 2 hours about why I hate Darnassus Aspirant the other
Why
day.
are people trying to make it work in a format with Winax?
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's not.
Thank you. I guess though, in a format where you can ban out Warrior, it works a lot better.
Yeah, but then you're gonna have other decks working against you, right?
Then you're going
I
to
know.
get Spirit Claw down. That's
Exactly. Then you get Spirit Claw doing the same damn thing, so you kind of get screwed out there. I'd much rather take a Wrath over fucking Darnassus Aspirant, hands down. But he is still one of the better innovators out there. He can adapt to a meta pretty damn quickly. He's proven time and time again that he can become legend quicker than anybody else in the damn game.
Yeah.
So I think his ability to adapt, read metas, and progress forward is going to definitely carry him a lot. And then on the other side, you've got Frozen, who's a methodical, technical player and has been putting up a lot of really good results. 2016 has been Frozen's year to perform and shine, and he has put up numbers. He has made his appearance. There's been very few really bad showings from Frozen in 2016. So those two are definitely going to be on the top heap right there.
Here's the question: only one can make it.
Oh God, I am getting so tired of this storyline because this is going to be now. If it gets to the point where we have another LG versus
Grand
LG
final,
in the
yeah.
finals, oh my, that's going to be 3 this year.
Yeah, but like, if you don't want to give your opinion to not discourage your own players, that's fine. But of these two, which one do you think has a bigger chance?
I honestly couldn't tell you, man. I honestly cannot, because I know the dedication and the skill set from both players, and they're so evenly matched. It's just wow. And not to mention, there's also some really great talent there. Nostam, not always considered to be the best contender there, but
He's there before, right? Yeah.
He's a strong player. Noblord also very strong player. BB
Yeah.
Gun, very strong player. I mean, so
I don't know BB Gun, though.
he's good.
I know.
Chess Dude, another great fucking player.
Oh yeah, Chess Dude's sick.
Yeah, so I mean, the amount of great talent just in the NA having to go against each other, making a call here, I couldn't handicap this to save my fucking life. I honestly couldn't, because there's just so much good talent there.
Alright. Anyways, I still like to have predictions. So, Stefan, who will win last call? AM?
I don't know. No idea.
See?
I don't follow the scene. I could tell you as much. Just bad.
There's not enough Danish people in it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Dom, then try, please.
Frozen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there you
I'm gonna put my money on
I'm gonna
Frozen.
go with Frozen too, guys. It's
Because I was actually gonna, before Rado ever so rudely interrupted me, that of Muzzy and Frozen, I think because Frozen has in my opinion, more of a tournament experience that he can rely on in this setting. That when it comes to it, like when he's on the big stage under high pressure, even though we've heard from Raven and also from you that he is extremely nervous, that he will be able to deal with the situation better than Muzzy and some of the other players there as well. If I like, Muzzy is of all these players by far my favorite player because I love his stream, but I think Frozen will deal with the situation better there, and my money's on him.
I would just like, I would love to see like Muzzy in the middle of a match go, "You're a loser," and I don't care if my foot's still fucked up. I'm gonna hop up, go yes.
Yeah, or just walk off and go to the toilet. Oh man.
I don't know, man.
If you've never watched Muzzy stream, it's an experience.
It's amazing.
Like every time he goes to stream, my phone deliberately gives me an alert about this. Like, nope, wait, nope. Connect to Wi-Fi. Nope, boom. I don't care if I'm watching TV. I'm watching Muzzy right now because it's hilarity. It is such hilarity. I mean, it's good gameplay, and the commentary is just fucking amazing, left and right.
Yeah, and as you said, like that guy is, you know, Zigso is probably kind of the deck god at the moment, as in he tunes every deck to perfection, and the new twists he gives to decks are always like, oh, this is Zigso's new list, right? I'm gonna play this. Where he used to be the ladder god and holding 3 regions simultaneously, #1 legend spot, but I think Muzzy has surpassed him in that.
Muzzy can go to any region and hit #1 quicker than anybody else. He's already proven that.
Yeah, he's done that before. So, and didn't he win the race again? Like the red race?
Yeah. 19 hours, I think.
19 hours. He was legend.
He blew everybody away again. It's like, all right, we're gonna do the race again. I already won. Yeah. Fucking hell!
And it, like, if Hearthstone World Championship was a tournament based on how acquiring HCT points work, which is mainly through ladder points for many people, then he would win by far. But yeah, they should host another tournament that.
Those 24-hour marathon thing.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
But with actually good players like Zizo and Muzzy and.
And not Forsen and Savjeet.
Yeah.
Who will end tight again.
Probably get less nosebleeds too.
Probably. But no, that would be sick.
I want to move on because want to wrap the show in a bit. 2 more tournaments happening this week that you should actually be watching. Starting today is the World Series of Steel 2.0 with Strife, Cross Delay, Reyna, Trump, Dog, Forsen, Eloise, and Elky. Now, I haven't seen the previous edition. Did you guys check it out when it went down in April? I think.
Nope.
No,
it was. I think broadcasting time was like 3 a.m. or CST.
I got to watch some of it, and it was actually quite interesting. I think like the best part of the first one was just some of the commentary back and forth between the players and things during the betting and everything of that nature. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one because obviously Zalay is going to be there. So, and I love Zalay. Zalay is a fucking sweetheart. The issues I've been going through with my foot and everything like that, he's been nothing but supportive. It's like, oh man, I hope you're feeling good. It's like, hey, how you doing? It's like, hey, you're back from it. Cool, now you can go eat. And it's like, I'm on a liquid diet. It's like, oh Jesus. And your mom made spaghetti. It's like, yep.
These are weak, bumps so sweaty. My toe hurts, mom's spaghetti, so...
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, no, just...
He did it. But no, so, like, I'm always good, you know, Zalay has a nice warm spot in my heart. So, Zalay,
right?
Yeah, he's actually a really great player. He's also a really great caster, as we discovered recently. So, I'm rooting for him for obvious biased reasons, but I mean, you also got Elky there, who is a poker pro.
So
and I think Reyna tweeted recently, like today, they changed the ID of producing the tournament because originally it was going to be broadcasted today and tomorrow, but now what they're going to do is record the whole thing, then make it fancy with production stuff, and they want to keep it top notch, and then they're going to broadcast the entire tournament.
I think that the first broadcast starts at 25 minutes from now. So it's at 11 European time.
Yeah, but
That's
I
a
think
terrible time.
I don't think they're gonna stream it. That's what I'm saying.
No, they're not. They're just good. From
They
my
just gonna
understanding,
record.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
And they're gonna.
I just thought they already did, and now they're
No.
starting the.
No.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
the original plan was to stream it live today with live commentary and everything.
Okay,
but what they're gonna
okay,
do now
okay.
is they're gonna record everything today and tomorrow, and then on Sunday it will be broadcasted. I forgot the time, but you can look it up on his
On
Twitter.
Sunday, okay.
Sunday, yeah, coming
never
Sunday.
mind.
Yeah, because they want to make it all as best as a.
Sure, makes sense. It doesn't have to be live for this kind of tournament.
No,
Basically, they're going the fight night approach.
No.
Yeah,
No.
which bankrupted them last time.
Yeah, but
But
Yeah,
Just-
but
I
it's
think
not
we're-
because of the
Yeah, that was-
streams.
no. When I say they went the fight night route, I mean production value
Production
over
value over
instant
live.
gratification, which I think is always going to be better. Because let's be honest, do you want to watch something that looks good, or do you want to watch something that's happening right now?
I mean, Twitch. That in a tournament, there's no Twitch chat interaction anyway, right? So.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's not like the players could see what you're writing about a play anyway. Like when we have Raven on here, I was like, oh my god! And during that tournament, if you saw chat, it was like, well, I was busy casting it, so I couldn't read chat. And the players don't get to read the chat either. It's not like after they're done with their match, they go and look at their phone and scroll up to. No, nobody does that shit. That's just too
And
much.
that's
extra
probably
work.
for the better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
definitely for the better.
Nobody-
Another tournament is happening over the weekend, and with that information, we'll close the show. We have the WESG Europe Finals. So if you've been out of the loop,
Sick brackets, man.
yeah, if you've been out of the loop about WESG, this is the 300,000 tournament that will happen. I think towards the end of the year in Shanghai. There are 4 regions. Each one of them has a separate qualifier and a 17,000 prize pool. For Europe, we had, I think, about 20 different sub-qualifiers fitting into the next qualifier. So the major countries had their own, the other countries were, mixed in, their own qualifiers. And we have a pretty good lineup. Most of them are unknown names, but we have Zizo, Crane, Loyan, Gara, Orange, who else is there? Bunny Hopper, Nyria, they're all...
Fluffy.
Yeah,
Bunny
Fluffy.
Hopper, man.
Yeah, I see like so many of like the top players that are making a name for themselves in
there's-
EU right now. Like Orange, I'm glad to see Orange back in 2016. Thank you. But obviously there are
Yeah,
some
we've
players
seen
that we've never heard
Slug
of. Like,
before too.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, we've
he,
seen
he
Slug.
was the one that got beaten by Frozen at DreamHack Summer.
Valencia, I believe, though. Or was it Summer?
it was.
It was DreamHack
wasn't that
Summer.
nice.
I'm
Okay.
looking at the page right now.
Yeah.
Get wrecked.
So yeah,
it was
great.
stacked with Danes, that one too.
Oh, this
Yeah.
was the one. I thought it was Valencia with the Hoy and Slug getting top 4 or whatever.
And we got an Italian player too. Sweet.
Well, we have from every region we have players.
So apparently 3 from Germany.
Yeah, nerf Germany, man.
Yeah,
no-
it's because Zizo and Bunny Cobra came from the Germany. Germany was given 2 slots. Then Kara was in the a separate qualifier because he lives in he's from Bosnia, so he was in can't remember which one of the qualifiers. So he's not from the German qualifier.
All right.
So this is why Germany has 3. But yeah, this is how it goes down. So there are 20 players in total. 8 of them will get seats into the grand finals. Yeah, it's I think round robin groups of 5 into a single elimination of 12 players. That's the format, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, go watch this. It's on Starladder's channel, and Starladder production, good production. So yeah.
I'm waiting for the Americas one because I have 2 players in that.
Oh yeah, the
so-
Americas one will be sick. I mean, Zalay and Frozen, right from your
Yep.
team. We have
Yep.
Impact winning the Canada one.
Yeah.
So a lot of good players already in the Americas. But
Wait a minute.
I think it's
Current LG, former LG.
it's LG everywhere, man. Like you are North American
Yeah.
Hearthstone at this point. It's just fucking LG, man.
That was
Oh,
my
yeah.
goal,
That was your
and
goal.
I achieved it.
You achieved it. But anyways, this was our show for tonight, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope we were helpful with all this esports information. Make sure to follow us on social media. You can find Stefan at Sumadin. You can find Tom at Mattheist. Chief is at LG_the Chief, and I am at GG Nidra. Mine, Stefan's and Tom's work are published on ghostgamers.net/Hearthstone, and you can find the show on YouTube, iTunes, and SoundCloud by searching Ghost Gamers. Make sure to subscribe, leave comments, and join us next Tuesday at 9 p.m. European time, when we'll be talking about all these tournaments that we just previewed. The last call for Europe, the last call for APAC.
Baby.
Last call for APAC. Tom will share some impressions from on-site. Yeah,
we'll probably be talking about Reddit drama as well.
Yeah, if God wills it, we'll talk about Reddit drama. Until then...
Also, next week is a month from BlizzCon, if I recall right.
Yes.
BlizzCon actually starts a month from now.
Yeah, it's 5th, 6th November, right? Or
is it already 5th or 6th? Okay.
Or is it
3rd to 6th?
Wow.
Is when people are attending America.
Okay, that was earlier than.
Do you know what I mean, Rado?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but I know that the group stages actually start, I think, late October, right? Because they're doing the same like last year. The group stages, well, half of the group stages actually is played in studios, and I think it's something like the weekend of the 26th to the 30th of October. I think we have group stage play, but do not quote me on that. I think this is the case for.
We're coming back on the topic we discussed earlier, which is Blizzard communication.
What
we have no idea how the World Championships are.
But anyways, this is another topic. We'll see you next Tuesday, and until then, go watch the last call qualifiers. They will be sick, I guarantee it. See you guys next time.